Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. We have an announcement today with this video, something we're very excited about, which is, as you can see from the headline here, 56 properties that we have coming in Rio Rancho in the weeks ahead. Now, let me say this. If you're interested in property in Rio Rancho Estates, which is in Sandoval County, just north of Albuquerque, if you're interested in buying some inexpensive property out there, I would encourage you to watch this video all the way to the end. I'm going to cover a lot of information specifically about how we're doing these transactions, why we're doing these transactions, and how you can best research these properties. A lot of times people call me, they ask me a question, I say, if you watch the video on the listing page, you know, it'll answer all your questions. And then they're like, I'm totally going to go watch that video, bro. And then they'll call me back like 20 minutes later and they'll ask me another question. I'll be like, did you watch the video? And they'll say, I totally watched the video. And I'm like, I don't think you watched the video. So please watch the video, listen to me talk here, and you will learn all about this, I promise. So here we go. We are currently in escrow with Stewart Title of Albuquerque on a bulk quantity of properties. 69 properties, which when you count them as adjacents, shake out to 56 individual properties we're going to be selling in the weeks ahead. Now, it is not our normal practice to announce properties prior to them actually being in our company's name. It is not our normal practice to offer them, not so much for buying, but to, quote, reserve your property. But logistically speaking, getting 56 properties photographed in 30 days is not going to happen. I would tell you that I also don't think it's going to happen within 90 days because it's contingent, number one, on the photographer schedule, which is dictated a lot by other properties that we're having him shoot throughout the state of New Mexico, as well as his personal schedule, as well as other gigs that he has, as well as the holidays that are coming up, as well as, and most practically, daylight. Not every day looks like this. There are days that are rainy. There are days that are overcast, etc. So these 56 properties, I would be surprised if he shot one every time he has the time to do it, if they were all listed by February. So because I don't want to spend a bulk of money in October and not be able to offer these for sale until February, some of them for sale, I have decided to do this instead, which is that we are going to give you all of the legal information that you need on these properties to do any sort of research that you want to do. And if you elect to purchase one of these properties prior to us listing them, prior to us getting them photographed, then we will afford you a certain discount, which I will talk about a little bit later. So first, let's go over this listing page. Let's go over the properties and how to do this research. You'll notice this is not the typical listing page that we normally have. This is very simplified. These first two paragraphs here are just a little write-up about Rio Rancho, and these 4 or 5 paragraphs here are just about the buying process and how that's going to work. Of course, I'm going to talk about that in this video. Click here to see master list of properties. If you click on this, it will bring up the master list of properties. I know somebody's going to call me about that and ask, where's that master list? And then I'm going to say, did you see the thing you could click on? Don't get me started. Anyway, here's the point, people. This giant spreadsheet are the 69 properties which we're selling as 56 different properties. And this spreadsheet is arranged alphanumerically by reference number. And those reference numbers typically align with the acreage, which aligns with the price. So basically, the spreadsheet is arranged by acreage and price point. So this first section that you have here are basically the half-acre properties with minor exceptions. These are all half-acre lots. The second part of the spreadsheet are all the 1-acre properties. And the third part of the spreadsheet are all the 1.5, 2, and 2.5 acre properties. Now, let me quickly note this. We have this column here. It's called adjacent. So for instance, these two properties are both half-acre lots, but they're adjacent, hence the little X's here. So we're going to be offering them as a 1-acre property for $2,100. So Unit 2, Block 9, lots 32, 33, 1 acre, $2,100. Okay. Now, if you are interested in doing research on these properties, we have supplied here the R code number, which corresponds to the Treasurer's Office. We've supplied the APN UPC Assessor Parcel Number or Universal Parcel Code, depending on what the county's using, this day of the week. So this is best used with the Assessor's Office if you're talking about the property. We have the GPS coordinates. I'll get back to that in a second. And then we have the legal description. So all these properties are Rio Rancho Estates, unit, block, and lot. So you can call whatever government office you need to call, and you say, hi, I'm looking to buy some property in Rio Rancho. I have a question about zoning law. I have a question about what kind of permit I need to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. And then finally, of course, we have the acreage over here. We have the price point. And then we have this column, which is called headline, which basically refers to when these properties are listed on the website. These are going to be the headlines for them, which is my way of saying it's sort of the selling point of the property. So, for instance, this one is, quote, in the path of development, and this one is close to the Del Norte Gun Club, et cetera, et cetera. So let's pick out, for instance, this one right here, close to Santa Ana Star Casino and Golf Course, and let's go to the GPS coordinates. Now, very easy to see this on the map. All you have to do, put your cursor over the coordinates, and then just click on the highlighted link here, and it will bring it up on the Google Maps. Now, and you can see that this is, okay, this is the half-acre property. It's off of Hobart Road Northeast, just north of Colin Court, okay? And then you can zoom out here, and you can see where this is in relation to the rest of the world. So, for instance, you'll notice it's very close to Santa Ana Star Casino and Hotel, golf club over here, and if we go to satellite view, you can get a better sense of, there's a high school right here, there's the Santa Ana Star Center, there's, what are these things, UNM and, yeah, UNM West, CNM Rio Rancho campus. But the point is, this property is pretty close to development here. You got, you know, housing development over here, you've got development here, more houses, more residences over here, and it's right where the 528 meets the 550. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, I want to buy some investment property, I want to buy some property that is going to appreciate wildly over the next 5 or 10 years, this might be a good place to start, Unit 20. Okay. Now, if you want to go out and scout this property, it's very easy. Please do. We encourage anybody who's going to buy from us to scout these properties. You can do it, of course, by just sort of eyeballing the map and figuring out, okay, I take, you know, Paseo del Volcan out to whatever Unser, I turn right, I turn left, I turn right, I turn left. Or, easier, you can click this directions button up here, enter your start point, whether that's your home in Albuquerque or Santa Fe or whatever, or the hotel that you're staying at when you're visiting the area, and you'll get turn-by-turn directions. And normally I will tell people, just bring up the bring up the listing page or the spreadsheet on your smartphone, click the coordinates, and you should get turn-by-turn directions. I don't know how smartphone friendly this Google Docs sheet will be on your smartphone, so my recommendation is just kind of print out turn-by-turn directions, eyeball it, get a sense of where it is, etc. I should quickly mention that all of these properties are pretty much rectangles. They're all pretty much rectangular shape. I think there's one on this entire list. It's this one right here, 09M. It's a corner lot and it's shaped like a triangle, but pretty much all of these are rectangles. Now, a couple other things to mention. The R code number corresponding to the treasurer's office. Anybody who calls the treasurer's office to try and figure out what the back taxes are on all these properties, let me spare you the suspense. Right now, because it's in escrow, there are small sums of money owed on all these properties. There are large sums of money owed on all these properties. Some, most, whatever. Point being, all of that is going to be cleared up during the escrow process. So right now, if you call and check, you're going to find maybe there's $300 on this lot, $30 on another, $400 on a third, etc. Once again, all of these will be reset to 0 once they're out of escrow. FYI. So point being, don't waste too much time on that, I guess. The big thing here, of course, is being able to scout the properties, being able to see the properties prior to us actually listing them or having photographs for them. So, one thing I should mention here, we have this Rio Rancho street map. This is useful in that it gives you a sense of where these different units are. So if you don't want to click on the GPS coordinates of 7 million properties here, you can just say, all right, let me look at the stuff that's really close to development. Where's development at? Looks like units 9, 8, 7, 22, 21, 20, obviously 13, 17, 12, 11, 16, 10. These are all close to development. Now, we are going to have properties from that spreadsheet that are in units 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 26. So nothing in this area down here, just an FYI. Okay. Finally, as always, I encourage anybody who's interested in buying properties from us to do all of their due diligence with the county. You're going to have the ability to do that. Down here we have the Sandoval County Assessor's Office. Click that link. It's going to take you to the website, Planning and Zoning, City Government of Rio Rancho, and then we have their phone numbers. Watch this link not work right now. It's not working. All right, we'll come back to that. Anyway, point being, theoretically, you can click those links and go to their websites. If it doesn't come up, just type it into Google, City Government of Rio Rancho. You'll get the website. But the point is, you can do your research that way. Now, if your goal is, hey, I'm just got married, I'm gonna start a family, we're gonna build a big, nice house, 5 bedrooms, something or other, out in Rio Rancho, you will probably have no difficulty getting permitted for that. If your goal is to build a tiny home, an earthship home, a shipping container home, I would be surprised if Rio Rancho allows that. If they do allow it, it's going to come with significant permitting hurdles that you should be aware of prior to purchasing the property. If you're purchasing solely for investment purposes, buy and hold, buy and flip, whatever, this will be less of an issue for you, obviously. But if your goal is to build something out here, you really should call the county first and find out if what you want to do is something that you can do. If you call our offices, we can only speculate intelligently on these things. And typically we care not to, because we don't want to misinform anyone. I always say that if you're going to be misinformed by someone, if you're going to get contradictory information, I'd rather it be from the county than from me. So, all right, that's that. Now, let's talk about the buying process. If you elect to purchase one of these properties, if you want to reserve one of these properties, and we don't have to get it photographed, you will save $250. We're going to offer you a $250 discount on the property. Furthermore, you will notice that none of these properties have the typical doc prep fee, document preparation fee associated with them. So that's going to be another $150 savings. So there's about a $400 savings here that you're going to have on these properties if you elect to purchase prior to us actually listing them on the website, going through the trouble of getting them photographed. Okay. If you want to purchase multiples, if you're an investor who wants to buy everything in Unit 7 or something, call us. We'll talk about price. We could figure something out. But obviously some discount would be, afforded there, etc. So there are one of two ways to close on these properties. The first way is you put down, first of all, with both of these, we're asking you to put down a $100 hold fee. Now, it's a non-refundable hold fee, okay? And let's look at a pretty picture while I talk. So we can close through a title company. Stewart Title of Albuquerque is facilitating this transaction. Basically, we can do what's called a double close. Put down $100. We do not see the rest of your money until these properties are in our name. And the way that it works basically is if we're closing a Tuesday at noon, the property gets put in our name at Tuesday at 12 o'clock, and at 12:05 it's in your name. That's the way that works, and the title company handles both. Now, with that, you should be aware that there will be some additional costs for you, the buyer, namely title insurance. So if I were you, I'd budget an extra, let's say, $500. Okay. Now, if you don't want to part with the $500, if title insurance isn't that big of a deal to you, if you say, hey, these guys are closing through a title company right now anyway, I know I have clear and marketable title. If I need insurance in the future, I'll get it then. I'll worry about the $500 expense then. That's fine. We'll do what's called a notary close. So you put down $100, and basically we wait till the property is in our name, and then we'll write up a new deed. We'll autograph it, notarize it, mail it off to the county. The county will record it. They'll send the recorded version on to you. You'll have it in, say 2.5, 3 weeks time. Okay. Either one of those is fine with us, whatever you choose to do. But the way that you're going to do this, you click reserve yours today. It's going to bring up a typical checkout form that we have here. Basically, you enter the name that you want on the deed, all your contact information, the tax address where the treasurer is going to send the bill, and you're going to check out with a credit or debit card. Ooh, look at this, I'm getting updates. Check out with a credit or debit card, and how do I get this off the screen? All right, etc. It's a safe, secure checkout. Now, the only thing that you need to be aware of, different from one of our typical checkout forms, is this reference number thing here. Because we are using the same checkout form for 56 different properties, if you want Unit 9, Block 60, Lot 8, then you have to figure out, okay, that's SNNM0008T, and then you have to come up here and write SNNMT. Very simple, I hope. Anyway, all right, so that's the deal, people. As noted, these properties are currently in escrow. They will probably start to premiere on the website around the end of November. We're scheduled to close around the 23rd of November, that Friday. Doesn't necessarily mean we will. There could be some hiccups. There could be some delays, as there is with most every thing that we close on. But We're currently getting some of these photographs. They're slowly starting to get done. So by the end of the month, start of December, things will start to appear on the website. If you want to get the discount on the property, which is already well discounted below market value out there, feel free to do your research now, contact our offices now, reserve yours today, etc. Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you found this informative. Hopefully you were ensorcelled by my voice. Feel free to like us, thumbs up us, subscribe us, whatever people do on the internet. Recommend us to your friends, your family, etc. But thank you for watching. 15.5 minutes of me talking. I very much appreciate it. Thank you guys.